There we were, minding our own business, doing our thing when boom, AI bots exploded on the scene. Everyone's gonna be able to sound a heck of a lot sharper and smarter thanks to artificial intelligence copywriting tools. It's making it possible for creatives and small business owners like you and me to churn out an astonishing amount of copy and content at light speed. Simply put, to stand out now, you are gonna need to be able to infuse personal connection in your copy better than ever. And we've gotta hack this at a faster pace than you've done it before. If you are wondering how AI can fit into your writing workflow for your business, look no further. Go ahead, tap that thumbs up button if you have dabbled, if you've played with any AI tools out there, or if you're just curious and maybe want to start. In this episode, you are going to learn how I use AI as a copywriter and I balance advanced tech with my own natural brain power. I've been using AI tools in my copywriting business and copywriting agency for years now, all while maintaining my voice. I think that is our superpower. We hear all the time that our stuff is fun to read. So in this video, what I want to share is how you can leverage AI as a tool, but also maintain your voice. And if you have a little bit, just a little bit of AI anxiety, make sure that you stay for the end of the video because I'm going to unveil 5 superpowers that you have as a human brain that the bots don't. Go ahead, comment below. This is a safe space. How are you actually feeling about AI as a creative small business owner? While you're down there, hit the subscribe button and the bell next to it. If we've not yet met, hello, I'm Ashlyn Carter. I'm CEO of Ashlyn Writes in the Copy Bar because trying to figure out what to say and how to say it should not be the thing holding you back from making sales. What I'm doing in this video is kicking off part 1 of a 3-part AI copywriting series. If you've got a specific question that it would help if I answer, please go ahead and comment that below too. All right, let's get into it. Number 1, how is AI going to affect the creative industry in 4 minutes? See if I can do this, game on. I've done videos where I've talked about different AI tools before, but here I want to talk about the new kid on the street. ChatGPT is a tool built by OpenAI. As of now, it is completely free. All you need to do is grab a login, tee it up in your browser, and boom, you're in. You may have heard about it back at the end of 2022. It famously reached 1 million users in less than a week. It's never been done in the history of interneting before. And it does a dang good job getting you things that you need in a snap. Think search engine, but on steroids. It functions more like a VA. It's an on-hand VA in your back pocket. If you need an outline, a summary, a draft, an idea list, so many other things like I'm gonna go over in this video, you just enter your request for that. It's called a prompt and it will provide you solutions. ChatGPT uses a tool called natural language processing. That's NLP for short. And it does this to generate those responses to your prompts. So that neural network that I just mentioned, it is trained on aggregate information. They have to put some kind of information into it to train it. That large corpus of text that they entered exploded even more back in 2022 when those million users got on and started feeding it data too. So this thing has a lot of inputs. That's how it's getting smart. This neural network is then designed to predict the likelihood of different words and phrases provided a given input. So good stuff in. I'm going to talk about this more than once. Better inputs, better answers. Boils down to that. You type in a prompt, it generates a probability distribution. What it says back to you is based on all that it's learned from the training data and all the other inputs that it's received. That is a completely non-computer science answer to what it is and how it works. Let me boil it down to language that you speak. This means that it can generate sales page copy, product descriptions, emails, blogs, articles, scripts, Reels ideas, TikTok ideas, interview questions, job descriptions, you name it, it can spit it out. I'll take this one little step further. You've seen these AI tools blow up, like all these other AI tools that have different names besides ChatGPT. What they're using is the open source information from all of that. They're basically putting a skin, for lack of a better word, on top of it to make it more palatable for different needs that you may have. I'm gonna pop up some of the different tools that are out there that you may have heard of, but that's what they're doing. They're running on the base engine of the OpenAI code. All right, I did it. Okay, let's keep putting it in layman's terms. Here's how I want you to think about it. Have you ever listened to a DJ put 2 songs together before? There's some guys on like TikTok and social media that do an incredible job, and they put these 2 sounds together and you think, oh my gosh, that is a symphony in my ears. I never would have thought of layering those 2 songs together. I'm sure at the advent of computers and digital sounds, parts of the music world freaked out. They were thinking there's no way that these computers can sound better than the actual instruments. And they have a great point, they're right. But what a DJ as an artist is doing is taking inputs and strategically applying their mind and what they know about sound and composition to layer things in a way that is palatable to us and that we love. That's how I want you to think about tools like AI. You can use them as a sharp tool, like me chopping vegetables as compared to a chef who's using a knife to just carve the most perfect whatever he's making. The chef's only as good as how they apply and use and leverage the tools in their hands. So that's how I want you to think about AI. I'm gonna get you started. If you look down below, I've got a freebie of some different prompts that you can put in the tool because, like I am gonna continue to say, better inputs, better answers. Think play stupid games, win stupid prizes. If you play smart games and you put good things into it, you're gonna get good stuff out. All right, now let's move into 3 different types of AI prompts that I use in my own copywriting business. These are real life cases of how I've used it. As you're down there grabbing that freebie, don't forget to hit subscribe and the bell next to it, because in videos 2 and 3, I'm gonna go more into detail about how you can build a back pocket junior copywriting team for your own business. I want you to have a little army of copywriting bots to get you decent-ish first drafts that you can then take and put your own spin on it so you can crank out stuff faster. This was my whole main goal in putting together my brand new membership, the Copy Bar Collective, and what I'm so excited to now teach hundreds of entrepreneurs. Prompt number 1, fill in the blank. Think plug in a template and see what AI will spit back. You can ask it to just fill the blank once or give you 5 different options. I'm going to show you in an example how we would do this with one of my copywriting templates inside the Copy Bar. This is why I chose to load up our members of the Copy Bar Collective membership with 3 email copywriting prompts and templates every month so they can take those, feed them into the machines and see what they get back. That way you can have most of your monthly emails done. Let's head to the laptop. I'll show you how I use it. Over in the Copy Bar, which is my template shop, I have a packet of 32 different product description templates. So what I'm doing in this example, I grabbed one of the templates and I popped it over here in this ChatGPT window right here as template. Now, good inputs in, better inputs out. So I prepped it with some bullets. The ideal customer is this. Customer is tired of this. Product is this. Product includes these features and benefits. I could have Mac Daddied this out and given it so much more information. That would be the best case scenario, but I'm just trying to get it going here. So I input the template and then boom, it spit this out. Are you a busy mom looking for a workout plan? It's, if you were to pause and read this, it's not bad. It's pretty basic and it sounds like a robot wrote it. So I said rewrite with witty asides and references that a millennial crowd would enjoy. And then it gets better. Hey there, fellow multitasking millennial mama, feeling bored with your current workout plans, about as exciting as watching paint dry? We've got the perfect solution, blah, 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 blah. So we're getting there. Let's see, I'll do it one more time. Great, rewrite with the second paragraph as bullets. Let's just see what happens here. Okay, so it's going to give me that same intro copy before. Okay, now we're just chopping it up a little bit. So can you see how this is like not that bad of a product description? So you can take a template, a basic, we've got so many in the shop. I give them to our Copy Bar Collective members. It's put it in ChatGPT, load it up with some information before you get started, and then ask it to rewrite it and keep trimming it down bit by bit until you get what you want. All right, cool. Number 2, open-ended prompts. Putting these kind of questions in, again, I'll put some over the side. This is gonna give you a wider range of responses. I recommend going a little bit broad at first and then narrowing in your question by giving it different parameters. If you're new to AI and even just getting started, it's kind of fun to ask it to tell you about your business. Say, who is or what is XYZ business? I've done that before. What is Ashlyn Wrights? What does the Ashlyn Wrights brand and company do? It's neat to say what it gives back. You can then ask a follow-up question. Okay, what are that company's target market needs and pain points that the business can come around and serve? You've heard me talk about it all the time on this channel, but one huge thing with copywriting is you're a lot of times in the research more than the writing portion, which is fun. The research is kind of my favorite part. One of my favorite types of open-ended prompts to feed into ChatGPT is asking it to analyze a body of data and tell me what trends it sees. Again, let's turn around and head to the laptop. For this one, I want to show you first the spreadsheet that I pulled data from. So if I click over here, this is a customer survey every year we send out. So there's a ton of data, like, I don't know, 400 something responses in here. So what I did is pull from a specific column, and I did find when I was plugging this into ChatGPT that I had to cull it to about like 50, I think, responses. So I copied and I pasted in and I said, what are the common themes and needs from this data set? And it spit back at me this list. So I kind of got to see, okay, here is the gist of what, instead of reading through, which it's important for me to do, and I'm going to, all of the voice of customer data that as a copywriter I crave and I want, Sometimes I just need, okay, what is the overarching theme of this data set? And this pulled me a list of, I don't know, like 20 bullets. Then I said, okay, can you do this set now? And did the same thing, and it pulled a similar response. Let's scroll down so you can see. That's one of my favorite things that I've been using ChatGPT for is, okay, I want to make content ideas that speak to my audience. Here's what they're telling me, a list of 50 to 100 or whatever responses. Tell me what the overarching themes of this are before I dig into it, just to give me a lay of the land. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. It's so helpful. Two other examples of prompts that are in the open-ended question category are, can you rewrite this with fresh copy or with XYZ voice or in 50 characters, giving it, again, some kind of parameter. Or a question like, can you give me bullet points around this video or this article, this interview? Sometimes I look at my own content and I think, I don't know what the little nuggets are, even though I crafted it and I know my bullet points. What would somebody else look at it and think are juicy? So this is something that I could put into a ChatGPT type tool. The last type of prompt I want to go over is feedback prompts. This is really great for copywriting because you can ask it things like, can you make this copy tighter? Can you reduce this copy by 100 words? Can you pull all the adverbs out of this copy? Can you say this again and remove all passive voice? Can you rewrite this and explain it to me like I'm 5? Totally entered that before. Let me go to the laptop one more time and show you how I did this with a recent piece of copy I was writing. For this feedback example, I'm going to go ahead and tell you one of the AI tips that I gave to our new members inside the Copywriter Collective. I'm going to ask ChatGPT to analyze a piece of voice. So, analyze this piece of copy and let me know 5 adjectives that would describe the brand voice. So this is a way where I can see, like, am I headed in the right direction? What is the tone of this? And I'm going to paste it. This is a long form piece of ad copy that I pulled from a client work. Okay, conversational, energetic, good, supportive. These are all things I want to stay on track with. So this is one way that you can do it and ask for feedback. I could also input that and say, please remove all adverbs. Please remove all forms of passive voice. Please. It's this my southerner coming out. I say please a lot to ChatGPT, and I don't need to because it's a robot. You could input copy and also say, condense this to 100 characters. So I could take a long form piece of copy and shorten it. So those are some examples of how you can take copy that you have and reduce it, multiply it, make sure you're on track with what you're going for, etc. Okay, did you see how in all these past examples, as a copywriter, I am using my own brain, my years of experience that I've put into this, I've done the 10,000 hours. I'm using that to run quality assurance on what the bot's giving me back. Somebody might look at some responses that a AI copy tool spits back and say, oh, that is great copy, that's so good. But it's gonna take you to have a knowledge, a strategic mind that understands the layers of a sales argument, that understands the messaging hierarchy, that knows the audience like you do, that knows the story and the voice like you do. It's gonna take that to be able to tell if the response is even good or not. Okay, we've talked about what AI is and the impact that it's gonna have on the industry, and I've given you some examples. What I wanna move into now is 5 superpowers that you have that AI tools don't have. This is how I've been able to use AI as a copywriter without freaking out that it's gonna take over my job, at least for now. I was voxing with one of my best friends recently. She runs a very successful photography-based business, and her mood on AI was kind of like, one more thing, one new tool I have to learn. So if that's you, I get it. I actually have journal pages full of my thoughts as I'm trying to process what this means for me and my career and everything. I will not bore you with those, but I do want to say I recognize the AI anxiety I joked about earlier. Okay, so here are some of the things you can do that AI cannot. First up, you can nose out a hook better. I did a video recently where I talked about what a hook is in the sales argument. It's that sticky piece of messaging that is actually very hard to find, and even top copywriters like the OGs of the whole industry back in the 60s and 50s, they have said that it's hard to come up with. The thing about hooks, when you get it, when you nail it, there's no denying it. It's one of my very favorite things to figure out as a copywriter. I've tried for years now. I have not seen an AI tool be able to pull something like that out. That takes a very strategic mind that's looking at things and that's kind of thinking through the sales argument and what objections people have. You're also looking in real time at how different messages are landing with the audience? What's their response? Like, you're looking at all these little nuances. So that's a human thing. You can find the hook. Number 2, you hold the storyteller card. I've been joking with my email list that this year I decided to go through some of the classics that I kind of read growing up or wasn't really paying attention to in college. And let me make it clear, these bots have nothing on writing like C.S. Lewis or Gustave Flaubert, Mark Twain or Machiavelli. They can spit out works by those people and works like those people, but they can't come up with the voice and the language and, again, the nuance to use that word on its own. I've also done so many videos on story. Storytelling is a very unique human subset of skills. It is woven into our DNA. We are moth to the flame for a good story. When it comes to thinking about AI and storytelling, think about it as a trampoline, a tool that you can get some bounce off of and some ideas, maybe some outlines, but you're gonna be the one that crafts something around it. That's also why inside the Copy Bar Collective, my membership, I've included a storytelling prompt every single month as a bonus. So I want you to be able to put that in, but then see how you can leverage your own specific set of stories that you know, that you have in your copy bank, and you can sell a story. Number 3, your EQ, your emotional quotient, is higher than the computer's, and it will always be. You're gonna be able to pick up those vibes from your fellow human a whole lot better than a robot will. You know what it means to feel something. You know how to show empathy. Not only do you have that in your pocket, but number 4, you have the gift of creative problem solving and strategic thinking. That is stamped on you as a human. Congratulations. You're part of the human race. An AI tool is going to rely on you for the proper inputs. These things don't know anything without humans. So another little analogy to give you is like you're puppeteering a marionette doll. Or like that DJ example that I gave early on. You get to be the one thinking, okay, I can put this with this together and a little dash of this and have the perfect combo that gives me a springboard to think about my ideas. And number 5, you can apply wisdom, but the AI tool cannot. I even asked AI what intelligence is. I've always liked Socrates' explanation of it. Basically, he said, true wisdom is realizing you don't really know anything. Do you see the part in this response that ChatGPT gave back about questioning? That's critical thinking. Your ability to hold everything and think, why is this true? How is this true? Is this true? You get to sit back as a human and be a skeptic about all the information that you're learning. So when it comes to AI, you get to question what this tool gives you and think, okay, is that right? How do I want to use that? Again, an innately human skill. I hope that gives you a little bit of a reprieve that you've got great skills that the AI tools and robots don't have, but if you can figure out how to use them like an artist and take some of the nitpicky tasks out of your workload so you can stay in your sweet spot and streamline your genius, that's gonna be gangbusters for your business. Don't forget, look down below for a list of ChatGPT prompts that you can use in your business. And if you liked this video and it was helpful, hit that like button. Subscribe because I've got parts 2 and 3 coming up for you next. And now we've talked about how to outsource some of your tasks to AI tools. Watch this next video I've got teed up for you. I'm talking about how you can outsource to humans and grow your team well. Thanks so much for watching. Here's to working from a place of rest, not hustle, and I'll see you in the next video.